Hi everyone, this is Angel Princess, one for two. I may look like Dark Pig, but no, this is Angel Princess, or Peach Forever, however you like to call me. And that door just closed on its own. Oh, it must have been the wind, it was Ivan! I'm recording because Anime Expo is over since today was last day, day 4. I'm very sad actually because I was having so much fun with all the other cosplayers, all the events, and oh man, I just can't believe it's over already. I'm just kind of sad. It's like, yeah, 4 days of excitement, and now it's all over until next year or another convention. For this cosplay, it was made for me. I commissioned someone to make it. Her name was Antiquity Dreams on DeviantArt. So yeah, she made it for me. I commissioned her, and it turned out pretty good. It turned out really good. And the wings I just bought. One of her friends made the wig, she made the laurel. I was cosplay as Dark Pit for day 2, 3, and today, day 4. I cosplayed as Pit on day 1. But I think I had more fun cosplaying as Dark Pit just because I honestly think the cosplay is much better. Even though there are some flaws, like this bracelet can't close all the way because I kind of had it made too small. I went around the exhibit hall mainly because honestly the exhibit hall is where everything, all the merchandise is, and I like to window shop a lot. I don't know what I'm buying. I hardly have plans on what I'm buying, so if I see something I like, I'm gonna buy it. So naturally I did waste a good amount of money. Well, maybe not waste, spent, because what I bought I liked. Mainly posters, buttons, and then I spent some time in the gaming hall. Oh my gosh, the gaming hall! Oh my gosh, I had so much fun in the gaming hall, especially on day 1 and 2. For those people that were in the gaming lounge playing Tetris Attack, thank you very much for making my night, because I never thought there would be other people that love playing Tetris Attack, or pretty much the Pokemon Puzzle League puzzle thing, mechanic. We all called it Pokemon Puzzle League, even though it's a puzzle genre that originated from Donald DePon? I don't know. But it originated from there. And there was Tetris Attack right there in Anime Expo, and I was having so much fun because I was having a good challenge with everybody else. Because I love playing Pokemon Puzzle League with my brother, so when I saw other people play Tetris Attack, or that puzzle mechanic, I was like, yay! Please excuse me for breaking character because, yeah, can't help having a girlish voice, and I'm cosplaying as Dark Pit, a guy. I could try having a deep voice, but then that would either make me sound funny, or I won't end up liking the voice I give him. So yeah. When I was cosplaying as Dark Pit, I tried to stay in character, but being grumpy like him, grumpy, trying to have that serious face of Dark Pit most of the time at Anime Expo just didn't really feel right for me, because I'm having fun at Anime Expo, but to have a serious face, I can't. It was kind of hard. It was like I'm having a fake serious face, even though it's like happy on the inside. So I kind of had more fun cosplaying as Pit in that sense. On day 2, I was really serious as Dark Pit. I think I was a little too serious because, ironically, this Dark Pit cosplay is a lot better than my Pit cosplay, but I was asked more pictures of my Pit cosplay than my Dark Pit. Maybe it might have been the attitude, because when I was cosplay as Pit, I was all happy-go-lucky, having fun, being cheery, so it might have made people more not afraid to approach asking me for a picture. So I decided on day 3 I toned down the serious a little bit and try to be a little bit more fun, even though that's not in Dark Pit's character to be happy-go-lucky. But you know, smile more, pretty much, even though Dark Pit hardly ever smiles. Anime Expo, yeah, it was just cosplaying, and I was taking pictures of other cosplayers that I thought were really good or were my favorite characters. And even though it's called Anime Expo, there's still people cosplay as video game characters. So there was Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, there was a Fox, a DK, and surprisingly, there were a lot of, well, not surprisingly, because Animal Crossing New Leaf came out and the villager was announced as the new Smash Bros. Character. So there was like a lot of Animal Crossing villager cosplayers, and one of them was pretty scary because he had a whole mask on painted as a villager's face, and he was carrying around an axe. It looked pretty creepy, but it was a pretty cool cosplay. Simple, yet good and creepy. Yeah, and he was there all 4 days, and even on day 0. Yeah, that's kind of cool. There was an Owain cosplayer from Fire Emblem Awakening. He was like so in character. It was just so fun to hang out with him. Different voice, but it's almost like that was Owain. Like he was all like playing around with his sword hand. He has mistletoe sword, and he even had a manual book of justice, like an actual journal book with like weapon names in it, like how Owain does and his supports. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like he's an awesome Owain cosplayer. Not only was he an awesome cosplayer, he was a good, maybe not even good, great friend to hang out with. Like we could just hold a conversation on end, even though we were like we're both kind of awkward, but somehow he's able to, as he said, fake it. But it really seemed like we were having a good conversation. Thank you to that Owain cosplayer. I think this Dark Pit cosplay was cursed or something. It's Henry's fault. I bet Henry cursed this cosplay. Wanna know why? Or, well, not really. Of course it's not exactly cursed. I'm just saying it because I had a few unfortunate events while I was cosplayed as Dark Pit, which I did not have any unfortunate events as I cosplayed as Pit. First of all, the first day I tried to cosplay as Dark Pit, which was day 2, I tried to put on the eye contacts, or colored contacts. But every time I put it on, that's when my eyes irritated so much and they burned. I just decided not to wear the colored contacts that day because I thought it's either the lens, they're not either clean or they're not good, or I thought my eyes weren't fit for contact lens. It was only later on the next day. It was the next day I found out I was putting on the colored contacts incorrectly. Second unfortunate event that really bugged me and had me sad and I wanted to cry, but, well, not literally cry of course, but crying as Dark Pit, no, that's so out of character. But anyways, the event that really had me upset was when I saw a Rickon cosplayer and I did not bring my chicken plushie. Rickon, he's my favorite character from Fire Emblem Awakening, and I'm pretty sure if you've seen my YouTube videos, I love chickens. You can almost say I have an obsession with chickens. I think they're adorable. I think they're cute. I think they're fluffy. The whole reason why I was upset with that is because Rickon and chicken, they kind of rhyme. So I kind of joked of saying, hey, I'm going to take my chicken plushie, and if I happen to see a Rickon cosplayer, I'm going to ask him to hold the chicken and take a picture with it. And they'll be like, Rickon with chicken, yay. Thing is though, I completely forgot to take my chicken plushie on day 2. And that's exactly when I saw the Rickon cosplayer. There was a Fire Emblem gathering for a photo shoot on day 2. I was so much in a rush on that day to cosplay as Dark Pit, I completely forgot about the chicken. I was originally going to take the chicken as a joke because, like, you know, Dark Pit carrying a chicken would be so out of character and funny. So I wanted to take it with me, but I completely forgot. And Green Fighter Bazani told me I should have brought my chicken for Rick, so Ricky could take a picture with it. That's when it hit me, like, oh my god, I can't believe I forgot. Well, 2 of my friends did say there's always next year. Another unfortunate event which I will want to consider is the wings. Don't know if it can be seen in the camera, but it's almost falling apart. The feathers are practically nearly falling off. And that was because there was a lot of, well, not pushing, shoving, but bumping with other people. And unfortunately, these wings didn't really last that long. And I say the wings because the white wings I had for my Pit cosplay, those lasted more than this. Maybe it's because the cardboard's white, so it kind of camouflages with the white feathers. But either way, these wings didn't last long. Low quality and half well made because this side of the wings Turned out to be okay, intact. But like I showed, this one is not really doing fine. A fourth unfortunate event, part of the sandal kind of ripped. Well, not really ripped, but you know, the brown part of the sandal. I'm just gonna show it. See this part? It could have almost ripped, but luckily my mom kind of sewed it back on. Well, not exactly sewed it back on, but sewed a little bit so it wouldn't fall too much or rip apart. Another unfortunate event, I'd have to say, is the Laura. This leaf part fell out. I don't know when. I forgot when actually. It was either yesterday or day 2. And I wish I'd noticed this so I could have picked it up and at least glued it back on. But I didn't see it. So now it's like uneven. So what I did to try and hide it was, well, have like the hair cover it up and cover the left side so it can match. Laura's probably not even right now, but doesn't matter. I'm kind of recording, so. Another event, do you see this tuft of hair? It doesn't want to stay as one. It's like breaking to 2, see? Even when I use like as much hairspray or put water on it and hold it together so it can stick, it separates into 2. So it's like, that tuft of hair does not want to cooperate. Did I mention the bracelets already? How they were mismatched? And this Velcro doesn't want to stick. Oh yeah, another thing was the leg band. You know the leg band on Dark Pit's right leg and as well as Pit's right leg? The leg band that was made for me actually ripped apart. So I just used the one that I used for my Pit cosplay, which my mom made for me. And it still worked out fine. It actually worked better than the leg band made for me. And the leg band that was made for me actually blends in too much with my skin. So I accidentally bent the belt, this triangle part. It's not supposed to be sticking out as much. It's supposed to be more inward. So I kind of bent it when I was trying to put on the leg band. Not really an unfortunate event, it was just my own mistake. I didn't notice, but still. I'm just pretty much saying nitpicky complaints on my end that didn't turn out good, but not bad either. On the last unfortunate event, it's not really part of the Anime Expo, but it was still troll nonetheless. I was reaching for an ice cream bar in my freezer. There's the box for the ice cream bars. I reach my hand in the box. There's nothing in the box. Why would you have an empty box in the fridge? Whoever took out the last ice cream, I don't know why they didn't take out the box. That was so trolling. That was not fair. They had my hopes up for nothing. So yes, that's why I say this Dark Pit cosplay is cursed. By Henry. I don't know. I'm just saying Henry because Henry. Yeah. Since I cosplay as Dark Pit, of course I got asked for pictures to be taken. And I actually like having my pictures taken when I cosplay. It's like, oh, like either you think my outfit is that lame, you want to compare it to something else, or you think my cosplay is so awesome, you want to take a picture of me. But either way, I like it when people ask me for pictures. Only problem is just how to come up with the pose. One pose I thought of, well, if I have the props, if I have the bow and arrow, I'd be like trying to shoot an arrow. I'm probably not having the archer stance right, but this is how I would pose. Make sure the arrow's facing right. And I know this is a Palutena bow. Well, Dark Pit's main weapon of choice is silver bow. But I just went with what I have. And oh yeah, gotta say this. Green Fighter Bazani, he made the arrow and the bow last year for my Pit cosplay. So thanks to him. And he was actually planning on making a silver bow for my Dark Pit cosplay, but he said he wouldn't have had enough time to make it, so he told me ahead of time he wouldn't be able to make it, and I was like, oh, okay then, that's fine. Maybe next time, or I'll just stick with this bow, which I did. Still turned out okay, but the end's kind of chipped. Oh yeah, that's another fortunate event. This end broke off by Green Fire Bazani himself last year when he was like spinning in a dance off. Well, he wasn't spinning it like this, but you know, he's like all doing his tricks and I can't do it. And then the other end, this one, got chipped off when I left it on the ground during the Fire Emblem gathering when I was taking photos. Guess someone didn't see it and ended up stepping on it. Fortunately, I have the piece so I could just glue it back. This piece, however, I don't have. It's kind of like the same thing with the laurel. The leaf fell out and don't have the piece so I can't glue it back on. I took the bow and arrow for day 2. Though on day 3, I didn't take the weapons. I didn't take the arrow nor the bow because I felt like it was extra luggage and I didn't want to carry it around with me. So for the poses without the weapons, I just be crossing my arms like how Dark Pit usually does in Kid Icarus Uprising. And I'd like have a either blank or serious face. I hope I turned out okay in the pictures. I mean, this looks okay, right? If not, then I'm not an expert. I cannot go with any other pose but crossing because one, if it's Dark Pit, for him to like just cross his arms and be like, I don't care attitude. And 2, I had to hide the bracelets. I had to hide this part, and that was one of the ways I could think of. I guess another one would be like having my arm right here on my waist and the other arm just to make sure the bracelet part is away from the camera. But I think that would look a little too girlish for Dark Pit, so I didn't really go with that. On day 3, Greenfire Pisani actually suggested to me to like paint my arm of a palm weapon. So, you know, like instead of having a Palatino bow, I have a palm weapon. He actually suggested just get markers and paint my arm. And I'm like, okay. So that's what I did. On day 3 in the morning, I bought markers. It was only later in the night of day 3 I decided to paint my hand the palm weapon, which is the cutter palm because it's the most simple one I could find, see, make in Uprising. All the other palms, the arm is completely painted with either black, pink, purple, red, green, I don't know. But basically the whole arm is painted. The only palm weapons that are not painted were the violet palm, cutter palm, and Verde palm. But the Verde palm you need to draw a face of Verde, and I cannot draw well, and 2, I am a right-handed person. How could I draw with my left hand? I would need the help of somebody else. So I was stuck with the violet and cutter palm. I decided cutter palm because you only need like 3-4 different colors, while the violet palm you need like the rainbow colors. So violet palm I just got light blue marker, green marker, blue marker, and a yellow marker. So I just make the little squiggly line like how it shows on Pit's hand. I used the cutter palm idols in Kid Icarus Uprising as the reference. So I just made the swirl and make it pretty much go all around my arm. I had it painted better earlier today. Right now I just painted it real quick just to show how I made my cutter palm. Of course I made it thicker, I made the colors blend in more. The yellow marker is no longer yellow, it's like light green now because I pretty much used the yellow marker to blend all the colors together. And it does look like one color like that. And I actually like this cutter palm idea because I don't think I've ever seen someone use this. Most Pit and Dark Pit cosplayers at Anime Expo that I saw were either using the Palatino bow or the silver bow. I don't think I've ever, at least in Anime Expo that I've seen, no other Kid Icarus Uprising weapons were used. Maybe in like Comic-Con there was another weapon, I don't know, so yeah. My event accidentally scratched my eye when I took out the contact lens, or maybe I didn't put enough eye drops as I was wearing the lens. Who knows? Whatever the reason, it was my own fault, so I can't make a big deal about it. I just know that at the end of the night, when I wore the colored contacts, I should say, my eyes were completely red. Not that red spot, but completely red. It didn't exactly irritate because I didn't even know my eyes were irritated, didn't feel like anything. But I just know that, oh, oops, I didn't put enough water drops to keep my eyes lubricated. Wearing those colored contacts was the first time I ever wore any contacts at all. And honestly, it wasn't uncomfortable. It almost felt like I didn't have anything. Like, I might have, Well, I mean, of course I feel something on my eye, but you hardly even notice it. You hardly even feel it. So I was really like comfortable with them. When I first put them on, like very first time, I was having so much trouble putting them on because they would not stick to my eye. Either my eyelash would just brush off the contact lens, or the lens would just pop in on my finger and not stick to my eye. Then when I finally got it on, it felt uncomfortable, but it didn't hurt my eye or anything. Then I was wondering how am I gonna take it off? And you just like pinch the lens and take it out. It's much more easier to take out the lens than put it on, trust me, since I've already had first-hand experience of it. And when you put in the contact lens inside out incorrectly, it burns. It burns so much. It burns like the underworld. I've actually ended up having contact lens inside out on my eye, and my eye was just irritating so much. Like my eye was all watering like right away, and it was burning, and I'm just like, oh, take the lens out. And yeah. And from there I thought, oh, I can't put on lens anymore because it hurts my eyes. But then later on, or the next day I should say, my mom told me I've been putting on the lens incorrectly. The correct way is when you have the lens on your finger, if the lens look more closed, then that's the correct way. If it's more open, then that's incorrect. And that's how I found out. So when I put on the contact lens, I put it on correctly, and I was like, yay! I get to have colored contacts for my Dark Pit cosplay. Spider. Crap. There's a spider. I think it's dead. Yeah, it's dead. Yay! Anyways, another thing I enjoyed as I cosplay as Dark Pit was breaking his character a lot. My friend Elle, she would always be talking with me or pretty much just fooling around. Also like messing with me with my chicken plushie. She kept pecking me, like my arm, my face. She kept throwing the chicken plushie at me, and I'm just like, just taking it. I guess she just wanted to see how Dark Pit would react. Like, she wanted to see my reactions, to see how I think Dark Pit would react. I found it funny, because it's like, what if he actually threw a chicken at the real Dark Pit? It's like, how would he react? Like, all annoyed and stuff. Maybe that's what Elle wanted to do. I know I would do that. Just to get a kick out of Dark Pit's reaction. I like to act silly, even though that's not in Dark Pit's character to do that. Or like smile all big, like... or have a derp face, like... I like it when people call him Patu. I guess it's just seeing Dark Pit's reactions, because when Pit calls him Patu, he's like, what'd you just call me? Like, what kind of nickname is that? I just really like messing with Dark Pit, even though he's a cool character, and he really should be seen as a cool character. As I wanted my last moments cosplayed as Dark Pit, I actually walked my friend Elle back to her house. So yes, I was cosplayed as Dark Pit, walking in my neighborhood, and oh my gosh, the reactions of neighbors and like cosplay fans, anime fans, video game fans, whatever, they're completely different. While everyone sees it as normal back at Anime Expo, here at the neighborhood it's like, the heck, why is she dressed up? Just trying to keep a straight face, just walk, because of course people are gonna look at me as I'm walking. Or some I noticed, some I didn't notice, some I pretend not to notice. There wasn't much reactions when I was walking my friend Elle home. Some people were looking at me, yeah, whatever. But it's like, okay, it's like a natural reaction, like when you see something unusual or out of the ordinary or something you don't see every day. But when I was walking back home, that's when I got pretty funny reactions. Stopped at a Rite Aid so I can get some ice cream. I really wanted ice cream. Yeah, Dark Pit eating ice cream. Not floor ice cream. That's Pit's thing. Like the employee asked if I was coming from somewhere or going to somewhere since I was dressed up. And I just said, oh, I came from a convention event. And he's like, oh, okay. Then when I was walking back home, let's see. First reaction I got was a driver asking me like, oh, are you coming from a costume party? And I'm just told her, yeah, kind of like that. And then she just like drove off. Might have seemed weird to other people, like, cause she actually like slowed down to talk to me from the street. Second reaction was another driver pulling up on the street, and he was talking to me in Spanish. He said in Spanish, oh, like, did you fall from the heavens, from the sky? ¿Caíste del cielo? And I answered to him in Spanish, sí, me caí. Because, you know, I'm dressed up as an angel. Not much people are going to know I'm Dark Pit. They just can tell I'm an angel because of the wings. So that guy was asking me, oh, are you an angel that fell from the sky? And I told him, yeah, I fell. Because, you know, black wings, fallen angel, even though Dark Pit's not really fallen if you've played Uprising. The third reaction would be a neighbor telling me I have a good costume. They thought I was sad because one of them was laughing. I just kept walking. And then, that person just said, oh, you have a nice costume. And I'm just like, okay, thank you. I don't know what the laughing was about. Just wanted to keep a straight face and keep walking. Even though this ended up as a long vid, I hope you all enjoyed hearing my thoughts. This is Angel Princess 342, or Peach Forever. Thank you for watching.